film sets can be really dangerous places. You've got hot lights, heavy cameras, and sometimes crazy stunt work where people's lives are literally on the line. So in this video, we're gonna take a look at a few occasions where things don't quite go to plan for these filmmakers. So let's get started. Okay, so you got this car shot. Holy crap. That guy just got his leg smashed in. This is way too short. I need to watch it again. All right. Oh, so there's like a rope on it and it's getting pulled along towards the camera. But why is it getting pulled? What's the... Oh, there's a guy on it. I didn't even realize this. There's literally a guy on top of the car getting a shot or something. Or this is an actor. What went wrong? Like, if any of you guys know exactly like what actually happened in this video, because I can't tell. Like, I need to go frame by frame to really understand what the hell, like so many things went wrong right here. There was a guy on top of the camera who was either an actor or a camera guy getting like a on the bonnet shot, which is, I mean, even if it's an actor or not, that's ridiculously risky. Like, he could just fall off really, really easily. So, I mean, I wouldn't risk that. It's in Russia, so, you know, they're a bit more liberal about health and safety for certain things. Oh, there's tires at the bottom of the frame there. So maybe it was supposed to stop. Yeah, it looked like it was supposed to do that move because there's tires there. So why would they have put tires there if they didn't want it to do like some crazy drift thing? It doesn't make any sense. Like, there's so many things in this where you're like, why did the camera guy have the camera so close to the tires? Why did they put tires there anyway? Like, did they think that was gonna stop the momentum of the car hitting the camera's tripod and knocking it over? And where does the guy on top of the car go? Does he just like get flown out? He just disappears. I hope he's okay, but I mean, yeah, this is obviously, it's funny because it's just so random, but I hope no one got hurt, of course. But I mean, they try to think about health and safety a little bit, like put the tires there to stop the car. But yeah, maybe they just didn't plan this as well as they actually could have to make sure this didn't happen, I guess. Whoa, what a crazy stunt. Whoa. Oh my God, that's insane. That was a cool stunt though, to be fair. I need to replay this again. So it looks like it was supposed to just go through the truck, but if you look at it in slow motion, you can see that it kind of overshot it a bit. So maybe whatever ramp that they had over there was, I don't know, it went too fast over it, and then hence why it skidded along the concrete way further than it was expected to. So this looks like a pretty high production shoot. Like, they've got a big old jib there. So, I mean, the crew looks a lot bigger than the last one. So what was the reason why they messed up so much? I mean, I want to see the final shot, and I hope they use the final shot in the actual finished film because it must have looked amazing. I guess that could just be an instance where the stunt driver, or I guess surely there wouldn't have been someone in that car, or maybe there was. I mean, if you've seen Casino Royale, they did a crazy car stunt in that where the Aston Martin flips so many times and there's a guy driving it. So maybe there was also a guy driving this, but the things that stunt drivers do is insane. Like, there's so much bravery and for something that is so dangerous if it goes wrong. And in this case, I mean, it went more wrong for the crew standing and watching than the actual driver himself. So it's really weird watching these because as long as everyone was safe and fine and didn't get hurt, then it is kind of interesting and funny in a way. But if someone actually got hurt, then like all the humor goes out of it a little bit. It's just like, but we'll carry on anyway because this next one is supposed to be funny. Okay, it's like some game show. What? Wait. So this is some game show or something. And then the camera guy just doesn't understand, like loses his bearings, and he just doesn't realize that that's the fake floor for the swimming pool. But what was he trying to shoot? Was the contestant of the show already in the water? Yeah. Like, so if we pause here, there's a girl who's already in the water. Maybe so maybe she fell in, and then they were like, oh, she fell in. And then the movie op was trying to get like a closer shot. And then he didn't realize that that part of the floor was also the pool. That makes sense. Oh, but look, like the fucking camera gets 100% submerged. Yeah, that gimbal and that camera is gone. Rest in peace. The guy's okay though, of course, because he's like, he went into some water. I'm sure he's a bit shaken up. He didn't expect to just tumble through the whole floor, but wow, just like, and then he dips it in again. Like you see him, it falls down, fully submerged, and then it's already under. He pulls himself up, and then he like slips, and it goes in again. Oh no. Oh, so bad, so bad. I wonder how robust like memory cards actually are. Like I have a Sony Tough card and they say you can like put snow on it and it's fine, but I guess there's no waterproof memory cards yet. So I guess this guy's incredible tracking shot has gone away forever. So we'll never know. At least we have this angle to look at for the memories. Poor guy, poor guy. So next we've got this guy on with a monopod jib with a gimbal on it, very nice. And then it breaks. Why did it snap? It was a knockoff monopod, or the camera was too heavy. I'm trying to figure out what he had on there. It looks like a Zhiyun crane of some kind. But you can see it's really bending. When he fully has it extended out, it's really, really bending, and then it just goes. The most horrible part is like looking at what actually broke off the camera in slow motion. It looks like you just see little bits and pieces just crumbling away from it. But where does it snap from? Like, where does it actually snap from? It's hard to know if it is the actual monopod, like the top of it. Yeah, is it the monopod's fault, or is it the bottom of the gimbal breaks away, like the screw of it? I'm not sure. Leave a comment below if you know what the hell happened with this guy. What was the reason for it? I guess that's why you should always invest in good quality gear that will last a while and won't do this, because you can save money here and there on bits of gear, and some stuff is like you should save money on. But when it comes to stuff that if this messes up, then you will be screwed. Like I remember I bought a GorillaPod that was okay, but it was probably too weak for my camera, and I would attach it to stuff, and then there was one point where I attached it to like the side of this bridge when I was traveling. I just turned away for a second and I could just see it like slowly slipping over, and I was like, fuck, I just quickly grabbed it. But I mean, that's my fault for not spending an extra 20 euros for the next level GorillaPod up. Because yeah, my camera could have disappeared into the water if I wasn't lucky. But the learning lesson here is spend a bit more money if you can, because this might not happen to your camera if you get the next level up of quality versus the cheap option of equipment. Oh, I think I've seen this one before. I saw it ages ago. It looks like a convention like NAB for filmmakers and photographers to show off their new gear, like all the manufacturers. He's got an Alexa on it. Look how strong it is. Look how, oh, not that strong. Oh God. I wonder though, if there's any Stedicam operators out there, because I'm not a Stedicam op. I've played around with Steadicams before, and even when I was at uni, like I made it my mission to be the one guy in my film school who could actually balance and operate a Stedicam properly. So let me know if, does that happen with any Stedicam? Like you can just let it fly away from you, and or you just, because you're not supposed to do that with your arm, let it go straight. I guess it makes sense, right? Like, if you think of like muscles and bones and things, like it's supposed to be bent for a reason, so then the springs do their work. But if the arm is straight like that, then I guess all the weight, there's more weight on it, I guess. I don't do physics, I don't know if I'm right about that, but it makes sense in my head, I guess. Well, there's definitely some gear that got broken here. The Alexa probably smashed a few pieces here and there, but they're really robust cameras, so maybe it survived actually. I guess the lens might have cracked. And that looks like a really expensive lens on that camera. I love how chill the guy with the bag is in the background. He's just like, he barely jumps. He's just like, whoa. Did he sabotage it on purpose, maybe? He's like, oh no, my poor competitor has broken his Stedicam. Oh God, it's gonna ruin his business. Oh no, poor him. His dance is the best. Look at the Stedicam operator's dance. Oh no. Well, it wasn't his fault. I don't know, maybe it was his fault. Let me know if you're a Stedicam operator, you know more than I do about how Stedicam arms work, because maybe it was all his fault. He's been fired since. All right, we got some wedding film. Why? What was the reason? So you've got the guy being the photographer, and then but why does he throw it? What's the reason? Well, what is the like? There's no reason for it. You've got the guy with the bounce board, bouncing light back into the newlyweds here, and then he just throws it for no reason. Why? This literally makes no sense. What are the comments in this? There's no one asking why. Is no one? Yeah, what the why? Exactly. Dorian, I agree, why? There's no reason for it. But it doesn't even look like a video because he's using the EVF. If it was a video, it might look like a cool thing where he's like rolling and then it does a cool like FPV drone flip and then the guy catches it or something, but even then that makes no sense. Just smashes in half. I'm surprised it smashed as much as it did because it's on sand, right? And like the whole lens looks like it just breaks away from the mount. Why? I'll never know why. Hey dude, let's do a cool trick as we're shooting this newlyweds' most special moment in their lifetime. Here you go. Hey Dave, hey Dave, hey Dave. And just like, it's like, oh, I missed it. Oh, it's broken. All the photos. Well, they've still got the photos, I'm sure. I'm sure the memory card is fine, but that's the end of their shooting day, I guess. I'm moving on. I can't deal with this. The story of why they did what they did is influential and important for all of us to know than the inner questions of the beginning of the universe. So please, let's find out. Let's find out who these guys are and let's find out what the hell was going through their head when they did this. Okay, you got a film crew on a dolly, and then this has got to be fake, surely. So, alright, so he's a focus puller, and then for some reason the camera pushes him off. Maybe he didn't get the focus pull right. Maybe this was like take 40 at 3 a.m. in the morning, and he like kept messing up the focus pull. Or like that was the shot. Like the camera op was like, this is the shot. Like the pan's perfect. My composition's great. Like this, and the acting is sublime. Like this is the take we're gonna use. And then the focus puller got lazy and was like, ugh. I call fake on it simply because it cuts and it almost looks like a closer angle of the same thing. Yeah, it looks like they did it twice to me. I don't think it's real. It's very funny though. He doesn't even hit him though. Wait, he kicks him? What? Wait, what? Did he kick him at the end? What? There's a guy in a yellow shirt who just like kicks him for no reason. Was that the AD maybe? Like all the other crew were trying to stop him. They're like, all right, let's stop this right now. Don't beat up your fellow crew member. And then the guy in the yellow shirt is just like, little kick, there we go. That was definitely the assistant director. For those of you who don't know, an assistant director is the guy or girl who keeps the set running, like keeps it on track, keeps it on schedule. He would be the guy who would do the kick because he's like, take 30, you keep messing up this focus pull. We've been here since like 3 a.m. I want to go home and see my wife. So here's a little kick. That's great. I love this one. It's definitely fake, but it made me laugh, so well done. Oh, so we got Usain Bolt here, and then the... Oh my God. That's crazy. Wow. It's like Usain Bolt has just finished a race. He's tired, his legs must be so tight and tense from like running, and then he just gets smacked on his... Wow. He landed on his ass though, so that's probably the best thing that could have happened to him, not his head or anything. But holy crap. That's insane. Aren't Usain Bolt's legs like insured for loads of money or something? Like I've heard about this where people and athletes and people can get parts of their body insured or something. So he gonna be suing that guy. He's on a Segway thing and then he just hits the... I think what he hits is the thing that moves along. It's like a dolly, but a really, really fast one. So when the runners are sprinting full speed, it's like this powered dolly that moves the camera really, really fast to keep up with them, because obviously no one could run as fast as the runners, except maybe this camera. He's the only guy who can do it, but whatever. Like anyway, there's a reason for this dolly thing because it moves the camera really, really fast. And he just clips the legs of it, and then that's where he just loses balance and falls over. But whoa. He could have gone anywhere as well. Like he went this way and then he perfectly just goes straight towards Usain. I wonder if they still use these Segway things for the Olympics this year. I'd be very curious to know because, I mean, it must be amazing because this guy's got like an easy rig system on as well. So all the weight's going on his hips. And I guess you could get some absolutely amazing shots with this, like zooming super, super fast across the Olympic track and stuff, but it seems pretty dangerous. Like you have to be a camera up and you also have to be comfortable driving these things. I've never actually been on a Segway like this, so I don't know how easy or difficult it is. I have a boosted board mini, but I'm gonna sell it because even that is like ridiculously difficult to ride, and I fell off it once and I lost all confidence. So I can't even imagine being on one of those with an easy rig type system and then an Alexa of some kind. But yeah, that seems too dangerous to me. I know a lot of people use one wheels, like a lot of filmmakers use one wheels to get shots, but even then, I always see that YouTuber who has a one wheel make a story like, how I fell off my one wheel and broke my arm. So yeah, it's not worth it for me. You can get 6 shots though, so maybe it is for some people. Okay, so this is some war movie or something. Whoa, crazy explosions. Whoa! Wait, what? Like, speaking of a high-powered camera being able to move along a track really fast, this is that, but with a guy on it. Not supposed to be a guy on it, because how are you supposed to stop? How? What did they expect was gonna happen? Like, did they think, like, how are we gonna stop this guy? Okay, we're not. He's just gonna hit he's gonna hit a bunch of people and we'll stop him. This looks like a Bollywood movie. It just does. Like, I love Bollywood movies are the best. Like watching Bollywood scenes and knowing the crazy stuff that happens on set in Bollywood films that I've learned about. I want to work on one in a way, as long as I could ensure that I would be very safe. I remember once I was on a shoot and there was a Bollywood crew filming in the other place, and a friend of mine said to me, it's really interesting because on some Bollywood productions, it's actually cheaper to hire a guy, fly him out, and to get him to physically hold the light than to rent the stand for the light. Now, I don't know how true that is, but it's a funny image to think about, like this guy just holding this super hot light with his gloves, like, because they're like, yeah, we don't need to stand. We'll hire this guy. He'll be able to do it. There's also another thing, like, wait, there's another accident that happens in this. Oh, there's 2 accidents that happen. Is this the same shoot? That seems crazy. Like, the same shoot and 2 like really big catastrophic accidents happen. I hope not. Yeah, this is film fail overload. There's just 2 accidents that happen. One is like, they're trying to stop this jib from falling over and then it just crashes onto the ground. And then you've got this Speedy Gonzalez on the dolly over here, just getting flung into a crew. So many of these are like making me just like, I just don't get it. It doesn't make any, what was the logic? What was the actual logic in thinking that this would be a good idea? Did they not test it before they set off the explosions? Or maybe they did test it and then it worked fine, but then I don't know how this dolly one would have worked fine. It like gradually slows down somehow. All of these, I'm like, I'd love to see the final shot. I'd be so curious if it was actually worth the possible bone breakages that happened. I would say no shot is worth bone breakages, but you know, maybe for some people it is. Okay, so you got this crew chilling in the water, and then I already know what's gonna happen. It's pretty obvious. Oh god. But wait, did the camera guy have a housing for the camera? It's so bad quality, it's hard to tell if he had like a casing for it. Surely he did. I can't tell. He's an idiot if he didn't have an underwater housing for it. Because even being like, because they're pretty deep, like one of the guys is up to his waist essentially. So the fact that if he didn't have a housing, what did he expect would happen? You're on a beach, there's gonna be waves. Like, can you not tell just by looking before you walk in that this is the size of the waves and you're not gonna be able to keep the camera at the height that you're at without the water probably splashing on it? Hey, the boom up did good. The boom up held the boom above the water the whole time, so I guess he had his recorder somewhere, so maybe that got completely ruined. The camera assistant gets totally wiped out. He's just standing there and then just looks and then he just disappears into the water. The actor sees it before everyone else. He's just like looking he walks backwards and it's just, guys, there's a wave coming. And then they all get hit and submerged under the wave. I wanna zoom in on this bit, like just look at how this one guy literally just stood there, doesn't react at all, and then completely disappears underneath the water. There's zero, but you can hear waves. You can hear the waves crashing towards you, so why didn't they react? I hope he had the camera in an underwater housing. If not, that camera's dead, I'm afraid. R.I.P. cam. It's funny, I have a story that I kind of did a similar thing to this shot, which is that one of the films that I shot at film school, but the whole idea was that I wanted the actor to get submerged by a wave. So the shot was, I was tracking backwards and looking towards the beach. Basically like what these guys were doing, but I had my camera in an underwater housing and I was walking back and I was just waiting for a big wave to come. So I was holding the camera and just looking back over my shoulder constantly like, okay, wave's coming, the wave's coming, the wave's coming. And then the whole idea was that she gets wiped out and I get wiped out and the camera goes under the water and then that's the transition. But even I didn't expect to get hit as hard as I did by the wave. I was like, there's a wave coming, there's a wave coming. And then all of a sudden I got hit by it. I was just under the water. Luckily, I just had my hand constantly on, like gripping really tightly on the housing. So I didn't let go of it. And then I came out of the water and I was like, okay, we survived, yeah. So that was an intentional version of this. And I knew I was gonna get submerged, so I had the housing and the actress was fine and the shot worked really, really great, as you can see here. Hey, maybe they did the same thing, but the crew just didn't prepare for how hard they were actually gonna get hit by the wave. But also probably not, like they get completely smashed off their feet. So I hope the shot was okay and they could have actually replaced them with the footage. I just wanna quickly say that although these clips did get a laugh out of me, we shouldn't take it lightly that film sets can be a really dangerous place. And some of the people in these clips could have actually really hurt themselves. I myself have seen a bunch of close calls on sets and I even experienced an accident on set where my friend really could have gotten hurt. No matter what anyone else might say to you, no film shoot is worth dying over. And if you're feeling tired after 16 hours on an overrun music video shoot, don't push yourself beyond your limits. It's not worth trying to impress others that you're like a machine and you're motivated and you never lose energy on film sets if that is potentially gonna hurt yourself and other people around you. And if you ever feel like you're being really pushed by a film crew and it's going beyond your own physical and mental capabilities, then stand up for yourself, because it's not just about your own health and safety, it's also about the health and safety of everyone else around you. So let all these clips that we've just watched serve as cautionary tales for you in terms of what might happen if you're not fully prepared or if you're just really unlucky. But remember, you're less likely to be unlucky if you're as fully prepared as you can be. Bit of a dark ending to this video, I know, but it just didn't really feel right for me to be like, ha ha ha, this guy almost broke his leg, ha ha, that guy dropped a 40,000 pound camera in the water and he has to pay like thousands every single month to the camera hire company and he's gonna be in debt forever, ha! Like, that wasn't really the tone I wanted to set for this video. So yeah, I felt like it was important for me to say what I just said. If you wanna know the top 3 filmmaking mistakes that I've made in my career so far, you can check this other video on my channel right here. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you all in the next video.